How can photographers make money on LinkedIn? That is the question that we're going to talk about today. If you are a photographer and you don't know how to make money on LinkedIn yet, you are missing out big time. I have personally started being active on LinkedIn since the beginning of this year, and already a third of my revenue has been coming from that platform. So in this video, I'm going to take you through my 3 best tips so you can get started and do the same. But first, if you're new here, hi, I'm Katja. I'm a former Oxford graduate turned photographer, and I have spent the past 5 years figuring out how to turn my photography into a business. And on this channel, I'm sharing all my tips and tricks, all my learnings and failures, so you can get there quicker. I have structured this video into 3 parts. In the first part, I'm going to be sharing 3 ways in which photographers can use LinkedIn as a platform to their benefit. In the second part, I'm going to be sharing tactics on how to get clients on LinkedIn specifically as a photographer. And in the third part, I'm going to be sharing how you can get started on LinkedIn from zero if you haven't really used the platform before. So let's dive right in. How can photographers use LinkedIn to their benefit today? So if you know of LinkedIn, you have heard about the platform and maybe you have been on there previously. It used to be a platform where people who work in companies connect with each other. And while LinkedIn is still being used in that way, it has been undergoing a massive change over the past couple of years. Nowadays, it bears massive opportunity specifically for anybody who has a small company or is working as a freelancer and wants to connect to clients and potential clients. So the first and probably most easy way that you can use LinkedIn as a photographer is to use it as a portfolio page. So you might be using your website as your portfolio page already, or something like Instagram, but actually LinkedIn has become somewhat of a social media platform as well. So I definitely recommend you to start sharing your work in form of posts on LinkedIn and use it as a rolling portfolio to attract new clients. The second way you can use it to your benefit is to use it as a marketing platform. And I don't really mean that you should be spending money on ads there, even though if you are a pro at that and you already know how to work ads, you can do that on that platform just as you would do it on Facebook or Instagram. But I'm talking a little bit to more beginners here. So just like you would use any other social media platform or marketing platform, you can use LinkedIn to put out organic content. So that could be content of you showing some behind the scenes from your photography business, from your shoots. That could be you sharing the way that you are working and what type of packages you are offering. Basically educating everybody who is willing to listen on your small business. Because remember, I always say on this channel, as a photographer, you are not becoming an artist, you are actually becoming a business if you intend to earn money with your photography. And the third way that I recommend you could benefit off LinkedIn is something that I have also enjoyed myself. I have done the first 2, but the third one is invaluable, and that is to keep using it as a networking platform. And I think a lot of people misunderstand networking and see it as something like big and ominous, but actually networking just means connecting to people. So use it to connect to maybe agencies you're interested in. Use it to connect to other photographers and talk about your rates, share some experiences, ask some questions. And of course, you can also stay in touch with people that you have previously worked with before. So that could be clients, that could be former colleagues, that could be former bosses. It's a great platform to build and expand your network that will definitely benefit you in your business, but also in any other endeavors that are related to photography. Before I move on to part 2, if you're getting value from this video, please give it a little like so I will know that you want similar content to this one and I can keep making it for you. Thanks so much. Now let's talk about how to actually get clients on LinkedIn as a freelance photographer. So the best way that you can use LinkedIn to get clients, or one of the best ways, I'm going to actually name 3 ways, but the first one is to get inbound leads by producing content. So if you don't know what inbound leads are, those are people that contact you and ask you if you could provide your service to them. So they're already potential customers that are interested and are landing in your inbox instead of you reaching out to them. The way this would practically work is that you start posting on LinkedIn. You are posting some pictures from your portfolio. You are posting some content where you explain in copywriting what it is that you're doing, what it is that you love, give some examples of packages, show some behind the scenes of shoots that you have been doing. And then people start seeing your posts, they start liking, they start commenting, so they start engaging with your content in a way. And then by getting those eyeballs, you are creating organic, natural interest in your work and your services, and people start messaging you. This is what we want. This is ideal, right? But I wouldn't recommend to you to just sit around and wait until people come to you and start contacting you. That's way too easy and too lazy. So we're going to also work with warm leads on LinkedIn. So what can be defined as warm leads is people who have been engaging with your content and have shown some interest, but haven't directly contacted you to ask for a service. So you could use those type of contacts to start maybe a soft pitch. I wouldn't recommend doing the really salesy, annoying, hard pitching that some people do on LinkedIn, because I get those requests as well in my inbox. And I never reply to them because they are just pesky and annoying and I don't like them. I find them offensive a lot of the time. So will other people too. So what could a soft pitch look like? A soft pitch could be something like somebody comments on one of your LinkedIn posts and you start engaging with them in the comments as well. So you respond to them and then maybe you take the conversation to a private message and you maybe ask them about what it is that they're doing, if they have been using photography in their business before, what kind of experiences they have with it, and just kind of feel out the situation. And in the end, you could say something like, if you're ever in need of a photographer who takes some good team pictures for you, just know I'm here. Hit me up if you're interested. So this is a very natural and soft pitch that you could do to your warm leads. And the third strategy that I want to share with you on how you can get clients on LinkedIn is to actually use its networking function to reactivate your old clients and contacts. So if people have bought from you before, they have hired you for some type of photography before, what you can do is reconnect with those people on that platform and just ask them if they might need something like you did before in the future. So this is again a sales tactic to warm or hot leads, right? They are super hot because you have worked with those people before and they know you, they know how you work, they know your style, they know if they were happy with your services or not. You can actually include that in your conversation. Like ask them, were you happy with what we did together last time? That could be also an amazing learning opportunity for you to get to know your clients a bit better, what they like, what they don't like, how you can improve in your business. But chances are they're not spending every day thinking about you and how they can hire you again. So it is your job as a photographer to find out what the photography needs in your clients' businesses are right now and see if you can cater to them. And now I want to share a few important points on how you can get started on LinkedIn if you haven't had an active profile on the platform before and you're literally starting from zero. My number one tip to get started on LinkedIn is to curate a professional and honest profile. So what does that entail? If you look at a LinkedIn page, we can use mine for this example. It is important to have a profile picture that looks professional. So do hire a photographer if you haven't before, or take the picture yourself if you're good at self-portraits. And then the platform kind of guides you through all the questions that you need to fill out And I recommend filling out as much information as possible that is relevant to what you're trying to achieve, and that is to be hired as a photographer. So you can link your website, you can say that you're available for work, you can do a little bio where you talk about yourself and what type of photography you are offering. And you can also list the different working stations if you have been employed before, your schools, all of that, because that will also help your contacts see what you have in common and attract them to your network. So that's actually the second thing that I would recommend to you, is to make your network of people who you actually know as big as possible. So you're gonna start and add all the people that you went to school with, all the people that you have worked with before, your former bosses, your former colleagues, your friends who you know are maybe working in a sort of corporate context and working for companies that might be interested to work with you as a photographer. You're gonna add absolutely everybody who you know. Don't start adding random people, random strangers, because that won't help them and it won't help you. And the next tip, if you're starting from scratch on LinkedIn, is to start engaging and start connecting through other people's content. So do start following some other people and see how they are using the platform. What type of posts are they making? What are they talking about? What is engaging to you? Because if you figure out what triggers you to reply to other people's posts, to comment, to like, you will understand what type of content you could be doing in your photography freelance niche, so it will be interesting and attractive to other people as well. I personally share results of corporate client shoots that I have done. I also talk about my values, why I do photography, and what is inspiring to me. I make posts where I educate people about my work and how you can actually work with me. I sometimes also do some advertisement in a way that I say I have open slots for shootings and I send people to my website where they can contact me. And I also recommend you to just try some stuff out, have fun with it, connect to other people, connect to other photographers like me. You can hit me up on LinkedIn if you would like. I'll link it down below. Yeah, we can benefit of each other. If you like this type of content, do subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in my next video that I'll link up here. Bye bye.